Hi, welcome to another stream. I've been trying to do streams like pretty much every day. At least like, if I don't have anything to say, then I'm not gonna talk about stuff that doesn't need to be said, or like maybe other people have said it better. But I was kind of scrolling around on stuff this morning, and I saw a couple of things that kind of got me thinking about stuff, and so I thought I'd just shoot the shit, share things with you. Before I get too into it, I want to give people a chance to see that I'm live and join the stream. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, take a moment and subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell notification so that you know when I am going live, so you can actually catch them. I try to give people like at least 2 hours heads up nowadays. I used to just like go live and whatever, but now I have mods that are awesome, and I like to at least let them know. At least them. Y'all can figure it out, but for the folks that are helping out around here, I like to give them a little bit of time at least. And of course, I don't expect folks to be able to show up every time, because taking an hour out of your everyday life it's a lot. And before also I get into it, I'm gonna say that there are links in the description if you would like to get down with the kickdown. There is the money links and whatnot. Yeah, it helps, but no obligation. I'm gonna grab myself a refill on my seltzer. Kevin says you'll get sucked into the awesomeness. Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, I actually do have a lot to say about this topic, so I'm kind of stoked. Like I said, I'm not gonna just like go live just to go live, because yes, it's nice when folks throw down money to hear the things that I have to say, but like, I'm first and foremost, I just want to be like real and straight up with people, and I think that's what people appreciate about my channel, is that I'm not just like filling the air. I'm not just trying to take up space here, just to do it. I'm not here just to make money. Like, if I was, then I would be doing something else. And that's not to say y'all haven't been very fucking generous, and I do very much appreciate folks that do kick down. But, I'm not just here beating dead horses or whatever. All right, hold on a sec. Ooh. All right, I got me a nice Pellegrino, San Pellegrino mineral water. It's good for you. Corn always brings cool content. Thanks, man. Yeah, so if, I'm sure most of you folks that are in chat right now are at least somewhat familiar with my content. And I started making YouTube videos because of living in slabs for so long. I mean, when I started my channel, I wasn't living in slabs long term, but I had spent a few seasons staying out in slabs, and I noticed that certain people who didn't live in slabs and were not like familiar with the community would come in with like their cameras and their drones for their YouTube channels, with the express purpose of capitalizing on people that are living alternative lifestyles, and a lot of them don't necessarily want to be put out there like that, put on blast as we call it. And like, I spend a lot of my time in these types of spaces that are transgressive, subversive, outlaw type spaces and anarchist type spaces, counterculture spaces. And while many people are totally down to speak to the public and represent themselves online with their face and everything and their opinions and things that they're doing, a lot of folks really don't want that kind of attention, because a lot of the times the activities that they're partaking in are taboo or frowned on by society, and being put out there causes them more trouble than good. And when people would come out to Slabs to get footage for their channels and, Vice and whatever for their documentary, they did a lot of damage to people in the community. And there's a number of other, like, I'm a YouTuber that lives in Slabs. I've been on the road long term for the last 2 years, but my address is still in Slabs, and I get out there every few months because I have to maintain my presence there because that's my community and my home. But I also am a vagabond, so I have to reconcile those two parts of me. The homebound, housey, settled in homesteader, and now cutting loose from that as professional traveler. But I forgot. Where's my tangent? It sounded like somebody kicked down there. Hey, thank you, Noah. You're such a fucking baller, dude. Seriously, fucking thanks. Somebody remind me what was the tangent I was just on. If not, I'll just move on and whatever. But it's at the tip of my tongue here. I am actually going to go outside and smoke because that sounds great. I'm going to take Zayden out so she can play ball. What up? Okay, so these folks would come out to Slabs for the express purpose of capitalizing on other people trying to be off the grid and mind their own damn business and live how they want to. And, these folks with their cameras, I totally get why people are sketched out about me, pulling my camera out and whatnot. I get it. Because I've had it happen to me too, where I agreed to be on somebody's show or something, and I go and watch it later, and I'm like, wow, this person made me look really fucking stupid, and they made me look like not who I am, kind of just pick and choose footage that fits their own personal narrative and inflates them at my expense. And that sucks. Hey, bub. Look at this cute dog. So, that's the reason why I originally began making YouTube videos, because I wanted to offset that fucking stupid narrative tokenization and misrepresentation of people who may not have as much of a voice out there as some others. A lot of people that live in Slabs are people with health problems or drug problems or just problems with society in general, um, mental health issues. And that's not to say it's everybody, but I mean, where in the world are you going to go where people aren't having some type of mental issues? And a lot of people are marginalized, so it's kind of easy to use some people, and they can't really do a whole lot about it. And that's what Vice did, and it pissed me off. But there's oh yeah, I remember the tangent I was on. So there's like a lot of people, and I mean, I don't feel responsible for this because it would have happened anyway, no matter whether I started my channel or not. But because of the amount of success that I've had doing what I do, a lot of other people that may not have thought to do the content creator thing are creating content, and the only thing that they really have going for them is talking about slab bullshit and showing their whole ass on the internet, and just being irresponsible with where they're pointing a camera. Like, you don't understand that in places like that you pointing your camera in the wrong direction can put somebody in actual danger, or it can ruin their fucking life. Like, the same goes for if this is another thing that I do a lot of, going to actions or demonstrations for like people's rights. And recently I went to a meeting for some activists that were trying to stand up for some folks' rights, and they were talking about how somebody at the demonstration was live streaming on their Instagram, and they didn't give anybody a heads up, and they were catching everybody's faces just like straight up on screen for the world to see. And it sounded like none of these people gave their consent. Now, consent is a really important concept when you're working with other people for any reason whatsoever, much less when you're putting their face online for potentially like thousands, sometimes maybe even hundreds of thousands of people to see. And when I'm in spaces like that and people find out, maybe I tell them, or maybe somebody else knows or whatever, and they find out that I am a content creator or a YouTuber, streamer, whatever, they get sketched out, and that's totally fine. So then I have to explain to them, like, first off, I'm not trying to capitalize on your struggles. I mean, I say it in whatever words are good for the moment, but like, and second off, like, I'm not ever going to point a camera at somebody without their explicit consent. Like, I need to have a conversation with somebody, make sure they're okay with it, make sure they know what's going on, what I'm using it for. And if they're in one of my edited videos, I make sure that they know that I'm not going to, like, especially if they're extra sensitive about it and they've trusted me with their image on my video. I make sure that before I release my video that they are aware of it, and if they want to, look it over and make sure that there's nothing that I'm showing that makes them uncomfortable or feel compromised. So that's important. If you're maybe a smaller streamer or a larger streamer, I've seen larger streamers come out to slabs and do it, and they should know better. They should absolutely know better. Mr. Beast. That they have a lot of power online, especially like real big creators. And smaller time too. Like, I don't want to name names, but I was watching a short video that was shared in my Discord by a fellow slabber, and they had some gripes about another slabber that's recently been on the tips of everybody's tongues, at least in the last couple months, because they've been putting out a lot of content about kind of more intimate happenings in Slab City and showing locations of people that don't consent to being outed like that, and talking about interpersonal issues. And to my knowledge, none of those people consented to being put on blast like that. And that's kind of what got me thinking, maybe it's time to actually like address this issue. So that's why we're here, among other things. Anyway, I'm just here minding my own business, drinking some fucking delicious mineral water, playing fetch with my dog. You always tell peeps I'm live streaming. Yeah, totally. And I let them know that like the camera's not pointed at them. If they want to come on and say hello and shout out their links, like maybe they've got an OnlyFans or a, like an Instagram, or a TikTok or whatever. Like if they want to shout themselves out on my channel, they can. But, I'm not going to just be like, oh, this is such and such, we're doing this and that, and whatever. Like, when we were doing that community thing about Dibble, and I will put him on blast because, he's a fucking chomo. But I let everybody there know, like, hey, I'm going to be live streaming if you want to put, like, a mask up or whatever. It was really hot, so people probably didn't want to put masks up, but like it's a sensitive issue. There's a lot of people, and it's important to make sure that everybody's on the same page and that they know that there can be real consequences of putting yourself out there. Oh, Shameless just sent a kick down. Thanks, I appreciate you so much. So sweet. Hey baby. That was just a shorty. I'm gonna roll a fresh one. You getting tired yet? Here, let's watch Satan play ball. Oh yeah. Yeah. So, you might notice that I'm still at the same spot that I was yesterday. The kind lady that invited me over said that I could stay another night because it is hot as hell again today, and it's going to be raining pretty hard later in the day. And Satan is terrified of thunder, so I thought it would be nice to just sit for another night. Just kind of wait for this weather to pass. And it's supposed to be a lot cooler and drier tomorrow. Shameless, I don't have anywhere. I'm backpacking right now. I don't have anywhere to receive anything in the mail, and I'm not going to be sitting anywhere long enough to do that. But Satan is getting low on dog food, so that is definitely one of the things that I will be using any kickdowns for. But I appreciate that. At this point, if you want to show support, the only way that I really can take is just money support. So that means a lot. I'm heading out of here tomorrow. I wasn't going to stick around for today, except for the fact that, the weather's just not great. I don't want to play out here with Satan for too long either, because she doesn't know when to quit. She's going to get way too hot. But I'm going to let her cool down while I smoke this fucking cigarette. Oh, that's my last paper too. I'm pretty much out of this tobacco. I don't know if I'm going to buy any more. Probably will, and then that'll be like my quitting bag. I'm on day 10 of no booze, and I'm just going to keep that going for a while because it's nice. That's right, Captain. Just like with Reaper, you gotta make sure the first mate gets the best cut. Gotta make sure they're taken care of. It's important. It's for morale purposes. If the morale is low, the crew isn't going to be functioning correctly. You know, you got to keep morale up. And whenever people do appear on my streams, like if we're doing a spange or a busking stream, I make sure to also share with anybody that also appeared and, like, you know, buy whatever people are needing, you know, food or drink or whatever it is. Or, you know, it depends. Another thing that I try to be really careful of is when I'm doing like train travel and, you know, freight hopping type stuff, because most folks that are riding trains don't really want to be like put out there. The people that they want to know who they are and what they're doing already know, and they don't need like clout or exposure. That's like the opposite of what they want. Some people don't care. Some people want attention, and that's cool too. But when I'm riding, sometimes I run into other folks that are also riding out of the same spot that I am, and I don't even like pull out my phone or my camera before having this sort of conversation about like what I do and why I do it. Not trying to take up too much space, but just like let people know. And if I'm recording a video, I make sure to ask, like, do you want me to make sure that you're not on camera at all, or are you okay with being on camera a little bit, or whatever, that sort of thing. So last place I hopped out, a handful of nice folks showed up, and, you know, we were hanging out and stuff. And I explained to them what I was doing and asked if they would be comfortable if I recorded any of it. And most of them were like, not really against it, but not like super excited about it. And then one of them was like, actually, I'm trying to be more, you know, low key. I don't want my face out there. I don't need people to know who I am and what I'm doing. And I was like, okay, cool, hell yeah. Well, you know, I'll just wait until we part ways and then pull my camera back out and finish my filming on my own, because that's what I do. And you know, it's important to have that communication. Communication is key. Consent is key. If you're somebody that makes YouTube videos or like a content creator type, then you need to make sure to be aware of that sort of thing, because that's why YouTubers get such a bad rap, because so many of us are out there just being greedy shits about it, and you know, trying to gain something by capturing different types of scenes that are exciting and cool, but then when you start recording, it kind of cheapens the whole thing, and like I said, it can put people in actual danger. And I don't ever want to be the person that puts somebody on blast or compromises them in any way, so I try to be really careful about that. Here, watch this. This is kind of cool. You ready? Yeah. She's so good at that. Do a little cool down. She's always got to take a lap too. It's funny. Oh, there you go. I want to get a nice jump. Come on, Satan, let's get a good jump. Ready? Ready? Back up. Back up. Nice. That was pretty cool. Yes. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm trying to just like be as respectful as I can of people, and I think that not enough folks are aware of the impact that their internet presence might have on the spaces that they're in. Hi. It looks like Satan's morale is pretty high today. Yeah. She's about 8. She's a Catahoula Terrier mix. Congrats on 10 days. Beginning is difficult. Oh, hey. Nope. Sorry. You're good. Hey.
Didn't even make the check.
Oh, you're good. Hey, buddy.
Cool.
We'll go inside.
I knew this guy had pee.
Come on, pup. Let's go. Good girl. Can you move? There you go, bub. Go on. I'll get you some water. She needs some water anyway. Hey, buddy. Oops. Oh, no worries. I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. I didn't know my host got home. She's been at work. But, yeah, I guess she just got back home. I'm gonna get Satan some water here. Hold on one sec. Where's your dish, bud? Oh, there it is. Come on, baby. Here. Drink water. Good job. Yeah, my smoke's still out there. Just kind of dropped it. That's okay. One sec. I'm gonna go make sure it's out and not just smoldering. Nice. That's a thirsty pup. You want some more, baby? Here, I got you. Here you go. Anyway, thanks y'all for joining me today. We're halfway through the stream at this point. I'm gonna drink some more of this delicious mineral water. Cheers. And to any of you that have appeared in any of my streams, thank you for letting me, trusting me to put you on my channel. And I know a handful of regulars are in here, including the cat, and has been on some of my streams. It's it's a lot of fun, and I try to keep it like honest and chill. I have a lot of gripes with folks that will like try to sensationalize stuff, especially when you're doing like edited videos about um, like places like Slab City or anarchist spaces. It's really easy to want to show the edgier sides of things and kind of play up the excitement, because you know what, that shit sells. Clickbait sells, excitement sells, drama sells, and I think a lot of people forget why they do documentation in the first place, because once you start getting bigger and more known and actually start seeing some type of income. I'm not making a fuck ton off of YouTube. I'll say it, but it gets me by, and I'm not in a position to be like like buying tons of nice stuff. Most of my nice stuff has been kicked down by kind folks, but once you start getting more successful, more recognition, sometimes it's easy to forget your original reason for doing what you do and start trying to do it as a job, like you're trying to make that income and you're trying to make stacks and stuff. So you make decisions based on that rather than honestly portraying where you are, what you're doing, and what other people are doing in a respectful manner. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. Green thing. I don't know who that is. I don't actually watch like a lot of YouTube content from people making slab content, like, because I already know what's going on in slabs, and it's not all that sensationalized bullshit that people are putting on. Yeah, there's like, real things are happening, but that's interpersonal shit. That's between people. And I think, honestly, that those people, instead of pointing cameras at stuff and like sitting in front of a phone and talking to the internet about their problems with another person, that they should be a fucking adult and go to the person that they have issue with instead of telling literally everyone else about it. I think that's shameful. I think it's a cheap move. It's unimaginative. It's petty, and it's childish. And I don't dig it. I'm not into it. I think it sucks. And if you're one of those people out there doing that, hold on one sec. Hey. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm halfway through a live stream. No, you're totally good. Yeah, I'm just chilling. You're great.
Okay. Are you alright if I prefer not to put him back in the tree? I'm going back out.
Yeah, I can keep Satan in here for a while. This is.
Well, I don't think you can get through yet.
I mean, either way, she's comfortable. She's just cooling off. We just played ball outside for a minute.
I don't think he's gonna come through.
Okay, yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. I think he's
back in the crate because I've had him since I left at 9:30.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not gonna be wrong. Alright, you need anything?
Nothing I can think of.
No, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Alright.
Cool.
Not much, but yours.
I appreciate it.
All cookies, $100 cookies here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I'll see you.
All right. See ya. Thank you. Cool. Yeah, I gotta make time to check in with folks too. It's always important. Shit, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, about how much I disapprove of people using other people's issues for internet engagement and exploitation. Ian is talking about some vid from Slab City with pure exploitation. I bet he got paid well for it. I don't know who the heck Danny Mullen is. I don't know. But yeah, I see it all the time. Tons of people coming out. And all of those people, not all of them, but, yeah, like, if I'm really thinking about it, all of those people that are airing out interpersonal grievances online about slabbers specifically don't actually live in slabs at all. So they don't really have to answer for any of the inconveniences that they cause for other people, because Slab City is like, during the winter season, there's tons of people out there from all over the place, and that's different. If you're out there camping with a group and you're filming your hijinks or whatever, that's totally different. That's totally your right to do, and like, nobody owns slabs in that way. Like, you're allowed to videotape your own slabcation and doing weird shit out in the desert. Totally fine. But when you're talking about people that live in slabs year round, like, that's their world, that's their life. That's not like weekend hijinks for them. That's their daily life, and they're just trying to get by, especially during the summer. The summer is a really hard time to be in slabs. Tensions are high, emotions are high, and it's important to just give people a lot of grace and not get up in other people's business. Just mind your own goddamn business. Film yourself doing slab shit, and like, talk about your experience. Stay in your lane. Like, you don't have to have a social commentary on every single thing that happens to you in your life. And that's why I'm not specifically talking to or about anybody, except earlier when I shouted out that one person that's a very large YouTuber. I'm sure he won't even notice that but I was really upset about that video that he took. He was 100% like, exploiting people that are vulnerable in slabs, specifically one person that I know, and it's cruel, and it's like, tokenizing people for entertainment. It's not cool. Yeah. So I'm not gonna hurt that guy by making that shout out. I've seen a lot of his other content because it's unavoidable to, it's unavoidable, and a lot of it's fine and good, and some of the stuff that he said about things is fine and good, but I'm not saying I hate Mr. Beast or anything. I just really fucking hated that video, and I want him to take it down if he hasn't already taken it down, because I think it's embarrassing for him and for other people. There's other, like the Vice documentary. It's fucked. It's embarrassing for them mostly. Like, to anybody that's lived in slabs for a while, can see how like massively cringe it is and dishonest it is, and it's really obvious that they are doing it just for the clickbait, the slab clout. That sucks. And I'm not saying that I haven't built a lot of my subscribership and attention because of Slab City, but the reason that I did that was, like I said, to offset that misrepresentation by outsiders and kind of, show people how it really is from the perspective of somebody that does live in slabs. And there's tons of other content that I do and represent that isn't slabs but is equally like sensitive. Like when I'm in squats or hanging out with anarchists, that sort of thing. That person's super cool. Yeah, Jill's great. She's wonderful. Green Thing says, I like your content. You've been an amazing slabber. Thank you. I try to keep my nose clean and not bother anybody. It's kind of It's kind of my goal. I really just want to show people how like things actually are, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the weird and uncomfortable, and the absolutely euphoric and fabulous times, like being a traveler, backpacking, being broke in America, being homeless, uh, being an activist, being a transgressive artist, and creative person. And a lot of my friends are like sex workers and drug addicts and outlaws and such, and they're great and wonderful, but because of the society that we're in, um, it's important not to be too upfront, like kind of towing the line between like sort of letting people fill in the blanks correctly without like overtly saying what's going on. It's a thin line to walk. I'm trying to view this hidden message here. I don't know what that is. Anyway, oh hey, looks like we got Patrice and Chris Ritter. Thank you so much. You folks are fabulous. And if anybody kicked down on Venmo, I'll send you a thank you note after the stream. And if you want to help out, I really do appreciate it. I'm tramping around right now doing the bum shit, and I'm making videos. I'm taking videos with my GoPro. So I'm gonna be putting out more edited videos, probably like starting next month once I get back to my Subaru. But I'm not trying to get back to the Subaru anytime in the near future, because this is kind of what I wanted to do with my summer, and now I'm doing more of it. I got posted up in Pittsburgh for a good minute, and that was very fun, and I met a lot of very kind people, did a lot of cool stuff, and it was a good time. And at a certain point I figured it would happen. I just was like, okay, I'm feeling it, it's time to go. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep moseying about. Yeah, I don't know, I just kind of had to get that shit off my chest. Like it's something that I think about a lot. Like I don't ever want to make people feel like misrepresented or uncomfortable. And I mean, I have a lot of really cool friends that are doing a lot of cool shit, and I hang out with a lot of cool people and go to some crazy ass places, but y'all are only ever going to see like 10% of that, of my real life. Like I'll tell you about it, but when it comes to showing, it's a whole different ball game. I just try to be careful. Yeah, because I have a lot of respect for the folks that have been in these scenes for longer than I have, or are more involved in their respective scenes. Like I don't ever want to give anybody the impression that I think I'm the shit, or like the coolest person out there, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like I'm really not even like really not even the coolest one out there. There's so many folks that are doing what I do so much better, and they've been doing it for a lot longer. So I mean, I don't want to blow anybody up, or try and give y'all the impression that I'm like the greatest. You know, like I'm the greatest slabber, the greatest freight train rider, the greatest anarchist activist, greatest, like, yeah, I'm not. I know who I am and what I do, and I know the value of the things that I do, and I don't need to, I don't need to prove it to anybody. Oh, hell yeah, Ryan Eck, thank you so much. Wow, you guys are being fucking so kind today. Holy shit. Paul Draft says, I don't know, man. You're pretty cool, in my opinion. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. You're pretty cool, too. I like you a lot. Special Ed says, you're the greatest dude. Capital D, dude. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, too. Alright, I'm gonna go finish this cigarette. I'm gonna leave Satan in here. You stay, pup. And I think for me, one of the really important things too is that I want to continue being welcomed into sensitive spaces, and I want people to continue to feel comfortable having me around, even though I do this type of thing. And I've been live streaming for an hour most days, and I've put out a lot of videos about Slab City and about hitchhiking and being homeless and riding trains and going into activist spaces. And I don't want to alienate myself from those spaces at all. I want to help those spaces. I want to use my platform to bring awareness to the right kinds of people, not the wrong kinds of people. I don't want to put folks on blast to like bootlickers and cops and people that are interested in hurting these spaces or targeting them. Because the reality is there are those people out there. Like in Slabs specifically, I'm just going to keep talking about Slabs because that was a lot of my experience over the last number of years. A lot of the attention that people draw by representing, or not representing, exploiting the people of Slabs for the internet and for content. There are people that watch their channels that are extreme right-wing people that hate the homeless and they hate queer folks. And every now and then, one or a group of them will show up to Slabs with the explicit intent to hurt people or cause trouble to people. Like, I've had somebody come into my yard before with like a gun and an ATV spouting off some bullshit, and he thought that he could get away with it, and I get comments on my channel, not as much as I used to, because I think I've blocked most of these people, but I used to get a lot of comments. I still do every now and then, where people will say like, man, you people are disgusting and I hate you. I'm gonna show up with weapons and like a bulldozer, and I'm just gonna go and tear down people's homes and threaten people, because of some kind of perceived like wrongdoing, or they just genuinely really hate people that are different. And I've been noticing a trend in the last few months, since I've been more vocal about genderqueer issues, that my channel hasn't really been growing the way that it has been lately. When I look at my YouTube analytics, every time I mention being trans, I lose subscribers. And that's just how it is. But fortunately, I haven't gotten any death threats recently. Like, I really put myself out there, and it's like I get more hate than a lot of people do, and I do put myself in vulnerable positions by representing myself in this way. So yeah, that's a shame, but I'm happy to do that, because I'm doing this work to try to be like a buffer between the public and these subversive spaces and these counterculture spaces, and kind of introduce people to these concepts without giving them any useful details that they can use to go and like stalk people or whatever. Ian, my pronouns are they, them, dude. Little Pig Boy says, "You'll never lose me. I've followed you for years. I miss your Slab City streams where you would catch 420 and share a drink while catching up." Hell yeah. Well, you know, we're doing that right now. I got me some delicious distillate. I'm high as fucking giraffe tits. And I got me a delicious cold beverage here. So cheers, buddy. I'm just not swilling anymore because it's bad for me. I talk too much when I'm drinking. Maybe that's why everybody liked that on my channel, because I would just like fucking go off and you know, try not to do that. Tira says it's their loss. We genuinely love you. Oh, thanks. Hell yeah. You know, like I say, the trash takes itself out sometimes. People get offended. And when some people get offended, they get angry and they want to go out and hurt people about it. So I want to try and protect my friends and my associates and colleagues and whatnot, my peeps, from any of that. Like, I'll deal with aggro oafs all day long. That's like the unseen part of what I do. I do a lot of this where I'm talking to you guys that are receptive to it and cool and like want to hear what I have to say. But I also, behind the scenes, deal with a lot of really fucked up shit, to be perfectly frank. And it's not fun. Sometimes I wake up to situations online that I wouldn't otherwise be in, where like all of a sudden I have to spend a few hours doing damage control, and that always sucks. And it's a bummer. It takes a lot out of me. But you know, like I'm not trying to get y'all to feel like bad for me or something, because I've chosen to do this. This is what I've chosen to do. But that's a big part of the emotional labor that I do in educating the public about this type of thing. And it's, you know, it's rough work, but somebody's got to do it. You know, it ain't much, but it's honest. And I have a couple of all-star mods that help me do damage control sometimes, at least on my channel and on my Discord. And I you know, I definitely see what y'all are doing, and I know that you are oftentimes a nice buffer between me and having to deal with dipshits. So that's always fucking awesome. I do appreciate that a lot. Hell yeah, we're getting close to the top of the hour. I think I got most of the important shit off my chest, but if anybody's got any questions, now's the time. Your tubing says, "I've played your content and others defending LGBT trans rights at work, and people get very offended." Snowflakes everywhere, walking on eggshells, are we? Oh boy. They always want to say stuff like that, and they're the ones that like fly into a rage by somebody existing. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. But I try to talk, you know, in plain English to regular folks so that they can understand it, instead of a bunch of hoity-toity college words and, you know, buzzwords and political you know, statements and stuff. Like, I live outside, and I'm a simple person, but I have a lot of experience in particular things. So, you know, try to talk about those things that I know rather than pontificating. It's a good buzzword about things that are over my head, because a lot of times that's just like stirring the pot and making trouble. And you know, it's really tempting for people to do that because it gets a lot of engagement when you stir the pot, get into drama, and engage with people that have nothing but bad things to say about you. Not to say that there isn't a place for that for some folks, like, you know, that's kind of their thing. Because if somebody's already engaging with them, they're already consenting to being put out there because they've already put themselves out. And, you know, like, I guess YouTube beefing is a really good way to get new subscribers, but I'm just not just not really about it. But I don't know, if you're out there and you're like, man, I want a YouTube beef with Cornelius, go ahead. Go ahead and try. I'll, I'll entertain you. Let's debate, bro. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know. I'm pretty good at arguing. I feel like I could do a good debate stream. I don't know, about social issues, not anything like. I'm more versed in social issues, the ones that I'm familiar with, rather than political issues. I try to keep an eye on political issues, though. It's just good to know. And my hair is doing some weird shit, and it's not staying out of my face. What, you mean this one, Patricia? That's, you can actually watch me do that tattoo on myself on one of my streams. It's my, one of my unprofessional tattoo streams, and I explain everything about it. Just go on my channel and search for unprofessional tattoos, and a bunch of them will pull up. They're good. Anybody else got any burning questions? Maybe you've been lurking for a long time on my channel and you haven't said anything and you want to say hi. Feel free, go ahead. And if you want to hit that like button, that'd be pretty badass. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe if you haven't already. And a number of people have been absolute darlings and kicked down. So if you wanna also throw down, there's links in the description there for my Venmo, PayPal, Cashapp. I really do appreciate it. There's also my Discord server, which you should join. It's a good time. And my Patreon, of course. And there's a merch link down there too. Almost done with my tasty drink here. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I didn't really cover on this topic. I don't know, yeah. I just don't like people capitalizing on like, I don't like people exploiting other people by any means, and it's really easy to accidentally do if you're not thinking through what you're putting out there content-wise. Like if you're at a protest, I know it's really tempting to get footage because it's very exciting. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of really cool people doing really cool things and standing up for other people's rights, but like, you know, if you're going to protest, you need to brief yourself on security culture and you know, become familiar with what's okay and what's not okay to bring to a protest and what people are comfortable with. If you're somebody like, I don't know, Unicorn Riot or something, I don't know, like, I don't know them personally, so I know that it's like a team or something, but they go to like protests and riots and interview people and get footage of that. Like, I mean, the way I see that, that's like more documenting what's going on. But, you know, it's a touchy subject, and you really, really got to be careful about getting people's faces on that, because that can ruin their lives. It can endanger their jobs and their, you know, regular life and relationships, and even their personal safety. So, you know, be careful with that. Ow. Got a bug bite. I pulled a few ticks off myself last night. There's I don't know. I mean, we were tramping through the grass for a good minute, so, you know. Yeah, a lot of ticks. I don't think I have any more on me, though. Alright, we're at the top of the hour, folks. I really appreciate everybody that showed up today, and I hope that what I've got to say is useful and maybe even entertaining. And I'm really, really happy to have y'all here. I hope you're all having a magnificent Saturday. And please take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other. Look out for your friends, and don't be an asshole. You know, think before you post. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.